So the doer, the mind, the doer, in enlightenment, it walks about very buoyant, laughing, giggling, free, non-dual. But when it comes um, to crossing the road, it still presses the button and waits for the green man. Because it's impossible to remove the system of ego. Ego is a story. And all you're doing in enlightenment is reducing the story. I'm not interested in the past story. I'm not interested in the future story. I'm only interested in the present story, what's taking place now. Because the story is what creates suffering. An enlightened mind finds it difficult to understand this scenario. You're going through let's say the Channel Tunnel from England, which is apparently an individual country, or UK, into France, which is another individual country, and this tunnel connects the two. And you go through the tunnel, and you have to prove it's you. And you don't prove with little photographs when you were 10 and 20 and, oh, this is me, this is Graham, this is when I was 10, this is when I was 20. Is that enough information for you? No, I want you to prove who you are now. Okay, well, I'm here. Oh, give me your passport. You get a passport, yeah. And looks at the passport, looks at you, yeah. Okay, is it really you? Yes. Okay, you can go. A little identification parade, a little story, a little obedience, and you go through the barrier in your vehicle, and you apparently there's a 20-meter gap where you're not in any country. It's maybe 50 meters. I often thought, what would happen if you just stayed there? Of course, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to be free in the sense of you have to be either be in England or France. You can't, even in the sea. Are you in French waters or English waters? And the water's going back and forward. I'm in English waters, and it's the waves. I have to go that way, but I'm still in English waters because it was over there. Now the water's over there. The tide has changed. No, now you're in French. It's the same water. And then the mind says, you show the passport to the one on the French side, and he's English. And he says, where have you come from? And you say, there, 50 meters ago. Don't be cheeky. Which country have you came from? And you want to say, well, I was transported down here on a spaceship from Mars, and I just appeared in front of you. But you have to say, oh, hey, UK, yeah, okay. Where are you going? In France. Where about in France? Paris. Why are you here? And all that formality is accepted, and you get back in the car, and you're with your friends and family, and you go, and the children all shout, we're in France. We're in the same tarmac or road surface as over there. It's for an enlightened mind, it's very difficult to digest and understand. I had a very, maybe it's time to share some humorous experiences. My wife and I went to America, USA, and we were flying from the UK with a connecting to New York and then a connecting flight to, I don't know, Denver or Phoenix, I can't remember. And so we get off the plane, we've got 40 minutes to get to the connecting plane. So of course we have to show our passport to say we've came from the UK, we're in New York, and the big police guards are there with their big guns and batons and very intimidating people. And we go through the passport and we have our fingerprint taken, and yeah, you can go, you can go, you can go. And then suddenly my wife is stopped. Now my wife is 4'10", a very pretty lady, definitely a lady. The man says, show me your passport. And she shows a passport of a picture of her. And he says, right, the eye thing. He points this thing to her eye. Okay, yeah. Put your finger back in. No. Right, you need to come to the office with us. And we are lifted up like murderers and taken to this office, and the connecting flight is getting further and further away, and we think, oh my God, we have our shorts on, our tourist clothes and everything, and we're taken to this office and we're told to sit down. And after about 10 minutes, we're totally frightened because we don't know what's going on, and they're not telling us anything. They're very superior and whatever. And this man from behind the desk, a big boot on the desk, that's all you saw. Suddenly from this big boot, this big man stands up and orders, come forward. And we go forward very timidly. And he asks for the passport, and she gives him the passport. He says, he looks at her, and he goes over to the photocopy machine, and he takes a print of a picture of a man with a beard from definitely a different country, possibly South America or India, very Caucasian face, with glasses, a beard and black hair. My wife is beautiful, short, blonde hair, no beard, not the same skin color, not the same eyes, not the same nose, not the same mouth, not the same ears. It's a man. And the man behind the counter says to my wife, is this you? And I kind of nudged her and said, please don't laugh, just say no. And she says, no. And he looks at the picture again and looks at her and says, I want to ask you again, is this you? And we're now thinking, this is not happening, this is not real. And she says, no, it's not me. He says, okay, you can go. I don't know what the problem was. Some numerical error in the passport, or someone had tried to steal her name or whatever. But the man's name was the same name as my wife. We laughed about it for ages, but it was a very intimidating experience, and something we'll never forget. But the story of the identity and who we are, I now believe, I now think that, yeah, she should have said, yes, it's me. Because we're all one, you know. But anyway, I don't know where this is going, but I suggested to my wife to grow a beard next when we got home, and said, see how close we can get your face to that face of that man. But we know all these things, you see. If there's a doer, there's an abear. There's no escape from ego. All that takes place in enlightenment is that you reduce the capacity of names and thoughts and fears and worries and interests, and life seems to be much more flowing. Of course, you still have to stop at the red light and put your clothes on before you go out.